Hi, please subscribe to the channel for getting the notification of Python programming videos and Python automation lesson videos. Do not forget to check the description for those videos which are already covered on this channel.
Today we will have a refresher session about basics of web automation using Python Selenium. So what we are going to learn is about Chrome driver auto installer API. So this API enables the auto installing of the Chrome browser without keeping the Chrome driver into any physical path. And then we will learn about how to locate elements, few different things but not all. And then we will learn about select, clear, click, and type action on web elements. And then we will learn how to get the text out of the web browser. Before that, I have already done few videos on web automation using Chrome driver. You can see on your screen. These all videos are already available on my channel. I am pasting the link in description. My request is you to go through with all the videos if you want to have good hands-on web automation using Python Selenium. So let's move on and start our agenda of today. So first of all, we have to install Selenium and Chrome driver auto installer API in our Python folder. So for that, let's go to C drive where our Python is installed. So here is my Python installed. I will open this folder. If you are not sure how to install Python or Python is not there in your system, I am pasting the link in description. You can go ahead and check the link and install Python and PyCharm IDE to write Python codes. Now, to install Selenium, we have to go in description and then you can select this entire path, type CMD and then hit enter. So it will take you directly on the path. Then the command of installing any library is pip install Selenium, then hit enter. So Selenium is installed successfully. Now next is that we have to install one more library which is called Chrome Auto Installer provided by Python to auto install the updated Chrome driver every time. You don't have to download the driver and keep into some physical path. So let's go ahead and do that. Pip install. Hope you can see the screen clearly. Chrome driver auto installer is the library name, and there is a document also available on Python side. So successfully installed. Okay, now we have both the things available. Now let's go and create a project in PyCharm. Okay, so I will go to my Python project folder first of all, or I will directly open PyCharm. You can open from here also. If you don't have PyCharm installed, link is available in the description. Please go ahead and check the link. So we have my PyCharm available here. So now let's create a new project. Right. Okay, and then let's check. We will be using system interpreter, and this is the virtual environment. If you want to use virtual environment, you can go ahead and use this. Go ahead and create the project, new window. Okay, you have new window here, and let's close the open window to avoid the confusion. Okay, and now the first step is that we have to add a Python file. New Python file. I will name it as okay. We have our code editor available here. So the first step is that we have to do some initial things in all the projects. So here you can see I have done some code already to save your time, and then I will be using this website. So let me explain you what we are going to do. So we will open this web page and then we will click on calculator. Hope you can see my cursor. Click on calculator. After that we will be typing some date. Any date I will be typing like August or let's say 12, and then here 2010, and then I will click on calculate. So only then I will copy this output from here. So this is the next action which we are going to perform using Python. All right. So now next thing is that I have already done some code. So let me explain you the codes. This I have Selenium web driver. You can just type after installing and it will come. And then Chrome auto installer to initialize the Chrome driver automatically. And then we have to call this function. Okay. We have to call this function for auto installation. Now we want to start Chrome in maximize stage. So we have added some options to Chrome. So this is the URL which we have to open. So what I will do is my driver dot get my URL. Okay, now let's test this code as the first step. Yes, so we are able to open the browser successfully. Okay. Now next step is that we have to identify that which all actions we have to do, and then we have to search for those elements. Okay. So my first step will be that I have to click on this link age calculator. So what is the way to how to identify the elements? So there are two different ways. Either you can just do right click and inspect, and if the right click is not enabled, then you have to do control shift and I. So I'll just do control shift and I now. Control shift and I, and then you have to search for using some text or something for the right element. So I can search here. I'll just zoom it, and then I can go and do control F. The moment you will do control F, you will have some text box over here, and then you can type like age calculator. And then you enter, then you can do enter, so it will come. So when you will have the element, it will be highlighted, and then you can just access the element. So in this step, what I will do is to identify the element. I will be using first method, which is find the text with link text. So this is the link and this is the text, yellow one you can see. This is the text. All right. So let's go to the editor. Now I just write a comment, actions, and then I will create a variable, and I will call the variable link to page calculator is equals to driver, my driver dot find element by link text. You can see over here. Okay, and then you can pass text. All right. and then you can simply like click. After that, we will just have a quick testing. We will open all browsers and we will have a quick testing if it is working or not. So you focus on the URL. Yeah, so you see it is clicked and the URL is there, agecalculator.html, and the code has no error. Okay. So just to make some difference so that you can identify it easily, what I will do is I will create some time interval. I have to import time first of all. Import time, and then time dot sleep I will use so that you can easily make the difference. Now once I have this page available, my next point is that I have to select values from here, and then I have to type values here. I have to clear the text, and then I have to calculate. So as first step, we will be selecting from this month. So there is a different method to work with select elements. So you have to first import select. So let's go ahead and import select. So to import select from selenium.webdriver.support.select, you can see here. Even if it is not coming in the suggestions, you can directly type it and import S cap. You have to remember S caps select. So here if you can see the first element is this, and then I have to find this. So when you will move the cursor, you will understand that yes, this is the element. So let's create a variable and store the web element into that. Mont driver dot. So this element we will find by class name. Next we will find by ID. Okay, now where to see the class name? Class name is here. You can copy the value of class and paste it here. And then once you have the element, you have to call select. So you have to select from which element? Element, month element. How will you select? By visible text. So there are other methods also. You can see value is there, index is there, but easiest way is to find the element by visible text. So I will be going by that, as this is the basics of web automation. Okay, and I will be going to August. Now next is get the date element. Element date is equals to my driver dot find element. This we will go by ID. So let's go to the web page. I will go right click, inspect what is the ID. This is the ID. Double click, copy and paste. Again we have to call select. From where to select? Element date. How to select? And I will be selecting by. Next is to identify this text box. So this is not a select item. This is a text box item, input item. So if you see, this is select attribute name, and then when I will click on this, I will right click and inspect this element. This is an input item. Okay, so let's go ahead. So here I would like to tell you the best method to identify an element, which is finding the element or locating the element by XPath. Okay, so first of all, this is how you search the XPath. I will be showing you the example just now. So I will copy this from here, the syntax, or you can remember the syntax, and then you can click on this window. So you have to make a difference. You don't have to come into this window, because this window also there is a text box. You have to be in this window only. And if you see window like this, you can change it. So you can come here, and then you can click on this. You can come here, and then you can come in this upper window. Just do Control F, and then paste your syntax over here. So we have attribute. What is the attribute? Class is not the attribute. Class is the attribute, and input is the tag name. So we have tag name. We will replace this tag. I will zoom this. Okay, and then I will just again locate to the element. Here is our element. You can scroll it up. That you have a space, and this is input. You can see here. Now you can see input. After input, what is the attribute? We want to go with ID. What is the ID? Today's year, and you paste it, and this automatically, once it is a correct XPath, this element will get highlighted. You can check here this side. It is 1 out of 1, so it has to be unique. So this is the correct XPath now. Hope you have the clarity, and you can explore more on XPath. And now we will go to edit, and we will have element here is equals to driver dot find element by. So you see here is elements and element. So these are the small mistakes which we make. It should be element, because we are looking only for one element, not for multiple elements. So you see here it is showing, compiler is showing error, because here it is both the quotes are same. So I will change this to double quotes. It will not make any difference. Okay. And then first we have to, what we have to do is, we already have some value. We have to clear this value out of this text box, and then we have to enter new value. Element year dot click and year dot clear. Okay. Now let's try this, because sometimes it will not work. Clear will not work. So you see, it will run fast. So you have August 12, but it is not cleared. You have August here, you have 12 here in this element, so it is selecting correct values. Now we have a different approach to it if we have to handle it. It is like sending keys. Okay, but for sending keys, first of all, we have to import keys. Now, how to do that? Let's go on the top. Okay, from selenium dot webdriver dot common dot, you have keys here. Import caps, keys caps. Remember this. And then you come down. Now we will not use this method, but this is the most usual method to clear the old text. Sometimes you have to use other approaches. Okay, so I will delete these lines, and then element year dot send keys. What key we have to send it? First of all we have to select entire text and clear it. Keys you have to take here. Dot control plus a plus keys again dot back backspace. Once it is done, Then we have to do element dot send keys. Now this time we have to send the text, new text, 2010. All right, and then that's it, I guess. So let me give some delay in between. So for that, first of all, time dot sleep 2 seconds. So I had already imported the time. I hope you have noticed here import time, it should be there. And then some time I have given here also. Let's give time dot sleep so that you can easily check it what is happening. Sleep 2. I will be using webdriver.element in my other videos. Sleep. This is just for to make you understand on basics first. Okay, now let's close the existing browser and then try to run and check it is working or not. Now 2 seconds. New URL. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Yeah. So we have all the things selected perfectly. Now next is that we have to click on this calculate button and then we have to copy the output. So first of all, let's identify where is this calculate button. Control Shift I have placed and then come here, Control F, search for calculate. Keep pressing enter. So when you will press enter second time, you will have this button available. You can just check, yes, this is the target button. Now let's go back to the editor. Okay. Here again, let's put some time. So now let's use the same syntax again to locate XPath. And so you remember this is one more text box, this is the text box. So these are the mistakes which you people might make and struggle a lot unnecessarily. So here you come and you mention this attribute. So tag name, what is the tag name? Tag name is input here. Input. And what we will do is we will go with this SRC. So SRC is the source. So what is the source? Is basically source of this image. So I will change this attribute to zoom it, and you can have better look here now. So attribute to SRC, and then I will copy this SRC value. I will double click, copy. So you have the element one, only one element. So this is the correct XPath. So since this is very long XPath, so it is good that we have a variable XPath for calculate button. And here is the XPath. So it is again giving the error. So what I will do is this time I will use these double quotes here. You have it, and then you can create a variable dot find element by XPath. Where is the XPath? In my variable. So we pass the variable here, and then we click the button. Okay. Now let's check the code till here. We will run the code. Here you go. Okay, just clicked. Now you have this output. Now next is that we have to copy the data from this output, which is the last step. Directly you can copy the XPath from Chrome. So you can just right click, but those XPath, two times you might have to inspect the element. And then once you will come here, you will see the focus, and then you can put your cursor, and then you will find that your focus is on your target element. Now you can just right click this element, copy XPaths. This is the shortcut, but sometimes these XPaths will not be accurate. So that you have to use the formula which I just told, or the syntax which I had just told you. Okay, this time I am taking direct XPath. So here it is. Output, I am creating a variable, and directly I am not entering the XPath. My driver dot find element by XPath. Okay, and we have to get the text out of this element. Sometimes you have to do like get attribute and value if you are not getting the value out of it. So both of the ways we can use, but depends on different situation when we are handling it. This time I will go with text, and then we will print the output here. Okay, and in the end we will just close the drivers. Okay, so I will show you the code one by one, and I will be explaining the code. So before that, let's run and see what is happening now here. You see, date is changed, clicked, and browser is closed. You can see the output here. So this is how you do some basic steps on browser. I will be explaining you. So actions using different look and filters. And you understand this code. So one by one you can go. This is the Chrome driver auto installer, and then this we require to handle the select elements, and this is required to send the keys like control alt, those kind of keys. Okay, and then you are calling the function to auto install the driver. If it is outdated, it will auto install, and then you are adding the option in these three lines to start the Chrome. Maximize, here is the target URL, and then we are opening the URL, or we are calling the URL. Okay, so just have a look. Line number 10 to line number 12. From line number 12, we are starting to action the calendar elements. So we have just clicked the age calculator link here. After clicking on the link, we are selecting the select month, select date, and then we are clearing the text of the year, and then we are sending this text to here. Here I have to mention type into text box, and then in the end we have taken the XPath of the button, and then we have passed that XPath to the locator, and then we have clicked the button, We have taken the output and then we have printed the output, and then in the end we have closed the browser. Hope this video was helpful for you. Please like, subscribe and share my videos. If you have any feedback or any query, you can just comment on my video, and you can go into the description for all the other links. Thank you very much for your time.